social asthma seminar. Okay. Why is it called social asthma? Because one of the great doctors of Russia termed asthma, or reactive airway disease, a disease of society. And what he meant by that is it's more prevalent in urban areas versus rural areas, because we're now living away from our natural environment. Our immunity isn't getting put in place at an early age, and also we're living indoors, surrounded by concrete and artificial air. Okay, so let's get started. And besides social, isn't it so trendy nowadays? Almost 2012, so everything's social. So here's an acronym that hopefully will help your asthma as much as it has mine. Let's start off with the S. Sweeteners and salt, okay? And also what I mean by sweeteners and salt is also the artificial ones, which are were worse than genuine salt and sugar. Matter of fact, there's lawyers that are now going after companies that have manufactured some of these artificial sweeteners because they do lung damage in people that aren't even afflicted with asthma. So what are the sweeteners and salts in? The way I remember it is everything with a logo. Any restaurant chain that has a logo, any package that has a logo. So what are you supposed to do? You know, if every restaurant's loaded with sweeteners and salt, and every package with a smiling face logo on it's loaded with sweeteners and salts, the way I remember this is raw rainbows. And what that means is a lot of different plant colors. So eat a lot of raw vegetables with many different colors. And don't worry about meals, just eat when you're hungry. You won't gain weight because it's high volume, low calorie, the way your digestive system's made to eat. So what do these sweeteners and salts do for us? They're a big molecule. Once they get into our bloodstream, which is in our lungs also, they draw fluids and oils towards our tissues, causing inflammation. Okay? Also the S, they're really good at giving us high blood pressure, by the way. The S could also stand for soda. If you have a kid that drinks soda, you're not going to clear up his asthma. I mean, all you can do is mask it with drugs. So if a kid's already used to drinking soda, he's not going to quit drinking soda without you substituting it with something. What you can do is take carbonated water, mix it with some raw, uncooked honey, unfiltered also. Put a squeeze of real citrus and a squeeze of real juice. Like I prefer cherries and citrus and carbonated water and honey in mine with some ice. And that will substitute for the sodas. Again, these sweeteners and salt cause inflammation throughout the body, and you're going to pay one way or the other. Some people are lucky and all they get is overweight or bad teeth. I'm not that lucky. Let's go to the O in social. I've got a little N-I-O-N written in here. The O should stand for onions and raw onions. An asthmatic cannot eat enough onions. I often put them, when my asthma is bothering me in the morning, I put them in a blender, drown them in some ice and some orange juice, and just hit the blender, a little bit of raw honey in there to mask the taste, strain them out, drink it right down, gets rid of my asthma. And the ice keeps the fumes from coming up, and I brush my teeth, of course, later. What I often will do after the onion smoothie is I'll put a piece of ginger in my mouth as if I'm chewing tobacco, and it will get rid of the onion smell, and plus it gives me takes the inflammation away, the rawness out of any irritation that might be in my lungs. Okay, so also the O stands for oils, okay? These vegetable oils, fats from meat, farm-raised meat, I'll throw them in with oils, are in everything, again, with a logo, okay? They're usually in the first 5 ingredients. They cause, again, inflammation throughout our whole body. They give us all the disorders that end with itis, sinusitis, bronchitis, arthritis, okay? Oils and water don't mix, and our blood is mainly water, so that loose oil has to find a home. The lucky people, all they get is overweight. The O can also stand for overweight. Okay, so your diet's full of sweeteners, salts, and oils, causing your lungs irritation, inflammation, mucus buildup. So your body starts overbreathing. So the O can also stand for overbreathing. You start overbreathing, a mild form of hyperventilation, your CO2 drops. The CO2 in your body's there to relax your smooth muscles. Now your smooth muscles are cramped. They're constricted. So you continue to breathe more, which exacerbates the problem. Your body produces more mucus. So what to do, okay? What I do, especially, and please, if you don't hear anything else in this lecture, especially when I sleep and when I exercise, I take a piece of Scotch tape, okay, cheap roller, I put it on my shirt, peel it off to get rid of some of the glue, and I just put it on my mouth as a reminder. I'll be watching TV, I can even talk on the phone sometimes. This trains me mentally to breathe exclusively out of my nose, in, out through my nose. Why do I want to breathe exclusively through my nose? Because the nose slows down the flow. I can't take in the volume of air through my nose that I can with my mouth. The nose also filters the air, humidifies it, and gets it to the right temperature. So when it's introduced to my lungs, it's prepared. It doesn't cause my lungs a shock. Okay? Especially when I exercise and I sleep. I have this tape on me. The tape's not a physical barrier. It's a mental training device. You may have to do this for a week before your brain is trained to breathe through your nose. Don't give up. If you're struggling because your nasal passages are blocked, hang in there. Once your CO2 levels increase, your nasal passages will relax and open up, and the airflow will happen. Just give it some time. You're going to get a little spotty and woozy, a little panicky probably, but try it. Now I'm talking to people with reactive airways disease and asthma, not for smokers that have destroyed their lung tissue through smoking. Great kids too, make sure to explain to your kid what's going on. Don't just slap tape on their mouth. The O, oils and animal products. Basically, if you need animal products, my philosophy is hunt it down and kill it yourself. That way you know that there hasn't been any chemical tricks played to the animal. It's truly range fed. And if you pay to hunt, that's very good for the environment because money makes the world go round, and they don't cut down forest if there's money coming out of the forest. So I am pro-hunter. Here's a little problem of mine. I'm kind of addicted to Mexican chips and salsa. Plenty of salt and oils in those chips. So what do? I'm not going to give up my chips and salsa. I use celery and pieces of cabbage in place of the chips, and I still eat fresh, natural salsa with all of its great cilantro and onions and lime juice and fresh chopped tomatoes. Oh wow, just great. But I said I'm not going to give that up. The oils. They also give us blockages of the arteries and the veins, male impotence, cardiac arrest. I believe, my personal opinion only, is they also give us acne, oils and salt. These, like I said, the lucky people, the oils and water don't mix, and the lucky people only get overweight. Okay, that's enough of the yo. Let's go to the C in social.